The jungle has been a place that I've avoided like the plague. There's always something lurking in there, out to get me. Majority of the time, every time I walk through there, I almost die. So I've done everything in my power to avoid this place in every single one of my runs, which is exactly why I'm gonna be spending 100 days in the Amazon jungle. And let me tell you, I thought that this was gonna be kinda simple. I was heavily wrong. I can't move. And I'm dead. There are special things that's going to be lurking the jungle, like the Umvuti Sunbird tribe. These people are very hostile and they lurk the jungle looking for more territory. I can't use the water to hide or get away from mobs because there's nothing but piranha in there, and they will swarm you. The mob spawn rate has been heavily increased, and the cap has also heavily increased. I'm going to be trying to survive 100 days in the Amazon jungle, looking out for tigers, Komodo dragons, snakes, trying to take down tribe camps, and also discover secret temples, and maybe even start some forest fires. Will I actually be able to make it through all of this? Let the journey begin. Oh, and also subscribe. The journey begins with me spawning in a tree. First thing I want to do is either look for sheep or temple. And thankfully, nearby where I spawned, there were 2 temples. We're not going to explore either of these temples, but at the entrance in one of them, there's a bed. They don't always spawn a bed, but sometimes they do. I got lucky this time. I would try to loot the temple, but it's just way too dangerous. I am not prepared at all. Once I gathered some logs and created basic tools, I found a little spot with some copper. Copper is actually useful for once because I can make a canteen with it. There's many different types of canteens. It goes from leather all the way to netherite. And unironically, the leather one is the hardest to get. Normal animals don't really spawn like that in the jungle. I barely saw any cows throughout the entire run. You'd probably have an easier time getting diamond canteens over leather. After getting what I needed, I climbed up a tree and I smelted my copper. Then I made my first canteen. Look at me go. I also cooked the beef that I got from the one cow that was by me. I still had a little bit of daylight left, and I wanted to use that daylight to look for other animals or melons. So when I got down from the tree, I filled my canteen and spotted some melons. Going for this was almost a mistake. Oh my god, that's a lot. And I'm just dead, aren't I? Isn't that great? Almost dying. Day 1. Can tell this run is going to be fantastic. I need to hurry and grab the food that I need and get back in the trees because it's getting dark soon. And the reason why I have to sleep in the tree is because there's a rule. I actually have insomnia. I can't sleep on time. I can only sleep very late at night. It doesn't matter how dark it is. I am not capable of sleeping. The game will not allow it. I must wait until it is very late for me to sleep. I don't know why I made this a rule. Probably to just make things harder, honestly. But sleeping on the ground would be very dumb. I would just get surrounded by mobs. Surrounded and chased by mobs. The next morning, I ran into some chicken. I would try to take the chicken with me, but it's gonna be way too long until I build a base, so there's kind of no point in doing that. And I also saw a creeper, and creepers are kind of cool because they have a different explosion. But the creepers have a special mechanic where they blow up only if you are looking at them. If you're not looking at them, they'll just stick behind you until you actually look at them. And then once you do, they explode. I even got jump scared in one run because of it. Whoa. That was something. Oh! Yeah, not the most fun thing. But what I wanted to do was see if I could find any surface iron. That way I can make a shield, and then I can actually explore the temples a little bit safer, because there's a lot of booby traps in these temples. So going in with no shield is almost certified death. But I found another temple, and luckily this one actually had some iron in it. So far everything is going smooth, apart from the time that I almost died. Now these temples may be the same, but they're also very different. And what I mean by that is there's always different puzzles to get to the main loot. They're almost never the same, which makes exploring this a lot more fun than it actually is. If it was always the same exact puzzle, it'll just be kind of boring to explore. floor. But reaching the bottom floor, the first barrel had some diamond horse armor and some bones. And in the other room, there was a chest that had some gold in it. So for this puzzle, I have to go into this thing of water, pick up emerald off the floor, and all the emeralds that I collect, I have to throw it into this cauldron. And after that, a secret door opens that leads me to a chest. This chest was full of emerald and gold. And being completely honest, emerald is just beyond useless. But now that I have all this gold, that means I can make a gold canteen. I wasn't sure how great a gold canteen was gonna be, but I was curious and I had enough gold to use. Once I got back to the surface, it was dark and it was raining. Day 3, I found the broken nether portal. And the chest had gold armor, but there was a gold block on top of the portal. And for some odd reason, I was not exactly sure if I could break the gold block with a stone pickaxe. I don't know why I'm a dumbass sometimes, but I guess you live and you learn. But when I was leaving the broken nether portal, I was burning up. Oh shit, I am hot. Oh, wait a minute. Is it the armor? Okay, so if I wear armor, I turn hot as hell. Great, I can't wear armor. That's not a good thing to do. All right, got it. Maybe I can, and it was just because I was next to the fire? Okay, it was just because I was next to the broken nether portal. That's why I was hot. Okay, we're good. I found some more melons, and I do get a lot of this, but even stacks of melon isn't a lot of food. You burn through it so much trying to heal or satisfy your hunger. It's terrible. But I almost encountered a tiger, and thankfully I didn't get touched by it. These tigers can go invisible, they can stun you, and they're fully capable of hiding in the leaves. I got really lucky not getting caught by him. I also learned that the gold canteen can give you 10 sips of water compared to the copper one giving you 6. When I was trying to travel, I ran into the same tiger. I got stunned this time. I think that they put fear in you or something, so you are just not capable of moving. I tried to escape the tiger by bridging away, but then I thought maybe I could be safer if I just give it some meat. But when I tried to do that, the tiger was completely gone. I have no idea where it went. And honestly, that's more terrifying than knowing that a tiger is there, not knowing where it's at. I decided to wait for nightfall so I can go to bed. While I was sitting in the tree, I spotted that tiger again. And another thing about these tigers, they have crazy vision. They can spot you from so far away. It's not even funny. It's one of the most horrifying things ever that a tiger can spot you from 1,000,000 miles away and then start slowly crawling towards you. And you'll probably forget that that tiger was even there in the first place. Anyways, day 4 now, and the first thing I want to do is try to mine for armor. Still a very high chance to die, but some armor is better than no armor. And I could travel through the water, but at the same time I can't, because if I try to use a boat and navigate through the water, there's going to be a very high chance that I die to piranha. So anything to do with water is a no-go. I have to do normal mining. I end up finding a cave, but the spawn rate is so high that it's damn near impossible to even explore this cave. Just constant zombies, creepers, skeletons always pushing me. I spent practically the entire day of day 4 trying to just enter this cave. There was even a cave spider that crawled up. That's a cave spider. Oh my god. Okay, this isn't safe for me. Yeah, this night of trying to go into the cave was just unsuccessful. So for day 5, I decided maybe it's not a good idea to try to explore caves right now. Maybe I can get some of the resources that I need from temples, diamonds and iron. I managed to find another temple, and one of the chests had diamond and iron in it. Another chest had some gold and iron. For the puzzle in this temple, you have to figure out a way to get to these note blocks and tap them. There's 2 note blocks, so you only have to tap 2 of them, and then the secret door opens. Probably, honestly, one of the easiest puzzles. But when the doors opened, my main man goblin trader was there. Oh, goblin trader. Don't mind if I do. I'm not sure what I could really take from you. You know, I'll take this coal. Gunpowder may come in useful. Maybe. Really appreciate it, Goblin Trader. I'm being completely honest, this gunpowder that I bought from Goblin Trader, I never used it, not once. But I opened the chest and there wasn't much besides just a bunch of emerald and some gold. Kind of a useless run, but the good part about this temple is that it gave me some of the iron that I needed, and it also gave me a diamond. So I made me an iron pickaxe and I made me some iron leggings. I also tried to make a bow, and I always forget how exactly to make that. It's one of the most common things that I mess up. I think that bows and fishing rods, I just always mess up the recipe somehow, some way. When I was trying to get out the temple, it was once again dark and raining. There was a bunch of mobs by the staircase of the exit. I had to clear them out and then go to bed. In the morning of day 6, I cleared up the rest of the mobs that was sitting on the staircase, and I also picked up the emerald block that was sitting at the entrance. I once again needed iron because my shield was getting low, and who knows what's going to be chasing me or attacking me, so I want to find a place to mine as soon as possible. So while traveling, not only did I encounter yet another tiger, but I was met with the anaconda. Whoa. Okay, we have 2 big problems here. Okay. Holy hell, that guy is angry. Can you stop moving? Stop. How much HP does this man have? For these reasons exactly is why I travel through the trees instead of just running through the ground. Day 6 was unsuccessful looking for a place to mine. I couldn't find anywhere. However, day 6 wasn't too bad because I did find some food. So I spent the night cooking that food, and I wanted to get as much as I possibly can armor-wise before day 11. So I need a lot of iron, and I'm gonna worry about diamonds later. Once I get a full iron set, then I'll try to get diamonds. That way I can be the safest. I was also contemplating on whether or not I wanted to make a tree house. I felt like that was going to be too boring if I did that. And also a lot more effort than just a regular base. Once the sun rose, I once again headed out looking for a place to mine, but on day 7, I was feeling a little bit annoyed. Another thing that I truly hate about this place is it's just nothing but trees. Like, you're telling me this is what I had to see for 100 days? Really? I'm lucky to find animals, to be honest. That was one of the camps. Wonder if can I hit an arrow from this far? Imagine. Alright, I'm just kind of wasting arrows. Not gonna lie. 9 arrows left. I purposely made it as plain as I possibly can for the jungle. That reason being to make me more annoyed and make it harder for me mentally to play this game. Just seeing nothing but trees around is genuinely one of the most draining things ever, because there's nothing exciting view-wise. And I always have to stay on my toes because of the surrounding dangers that I have. Today was another unsuccessful day of finding a place to mine. I got a little bit lucky and found some surface level iron though. That's the only good thing that really came out of day 7. The spot that I was gonna sleep in wasn't really a good spot either, so I decided to build this small little cabin to block me in, preventing things from either climbing up the tree or shooting at me. Day 8 was a little bit strange too. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is there so many creepers? Can I climb up here? Dog, there's an army of creepers here. I should probably back up so they don't blow up. They can't get up here though. Okay, we're good. Not exactly sure what happened with the spawn rate. I know I increased the spawn rate. This is crazy though. I've never seen so many creepers in my life. After escaping them, I ran into some of the Umbuti tribe. In my encounter with them, it wasn't great. It wasn't a nice first encounter. We're not good. What? What? Oh! Ow! Okay. Okay. Oh, holy. All right. Noted. Yeah, I'm not ready to take down that, whatever the hell that is. I'm glad I got from that spot too, because I would have died. This is the worst run I've ever had in 100 days. I need armor fast. That hurt. If I didn't have the armor I have now, probably would have been... That's a Komodo dragon. I've already nearly died who knows how many times, and it's only been 8 days. In the morning of day 9, I learned that the sunbirds can actually drop their mask, and each mask is actually different. One can give you resistance, another can give you swiftness, and one may even give you regeneration. But the durability on it is not the best, but it's a good tool to have. After my encounter yesterday and almost dying, it really made me want to hurry up and get as much iron as I possibly could so I could have this full set of iron armor. And on day 9, I also spotted something weird. What are they doing? Am I even supposed to be looking at this? Am I allowed to look at this? I would shoot them, but I have no arrows. What are they doing? Okay, they're getting freaky. I don't know why Komodo dragons do that. They are extremely dangerous and can kill you very quickly. I found some pumpkin in the jungle too. I didn't even know that pumpkins actually spawn in the jungle. I would have never thought that they are capable of doing that. But I picked it up just in case it was going to be useful later. Just another food source that I could have. But for this day, I was having no luck finding somewhere to mine. There's nowhere to mine. I'm just gonna have to start digging down. Like, that's the only thing that I can do is just start digging down. I'm having a midlife crisis in this place. We move at dawn, I guess. For day 10, I decided to finally just mine down rather than looking for an open spot that will guide me into the mines. And the reason why I hate doing this is because I just suck at mining. I've never been good at mining. In the first spot that I started mining, I ended up digging into a pool of water. This pool of water underground is full of piranhas. So it doesn't matter where I am, any body of water in this jungle will spawn piranha. It is impossible to do any sort of underwater mining because of these piranha. So even if I did want to make my life easier and do some kind of underwater mining, I can't. However, I found another spot, and this spot was actually a decent spot, but I was getting ambushed by spiders and spider jockeys. Before going down into this new spot that I found, I made me another pickaxe, shield, and also made me a weapon. I made me an iron glaive. Goblin trader. Now this spot did have a lot of mobs in there, but they were stuck in the water, so kind of got lucky with this part. Goblin Trader was also down here, thankfully. I didn't have much to trade him. I wish I had more. He's been showing up at pretty inconvenient times. You know, that gravel that I had, I could have used that for you. That really sucks. Usually my main man, Goblin Trader, is there at the perfect time. I think he needs better timing. While checking the time, I saw that I've been underground for a whole day. It's now day 11. For day 11, I spent a nice amount of time just mining, looking for iron, and having a nice conversation with Goblin Trader. Some iron is better than no iron, Goblin Trader, you know that? I'm glad you understand, Goblin Trader. Oh, wait, gravel. Wait a minute. Hey, Goblin Trader, I need you to sit there for a little bit. And now the flint problem will be solved. And all I need is chickens. And then we can make a bunch of arrows, and that'll most likely save us from the issue that we're going to be having. You know, Goblin Trader, I'm very glad that I have somebody like you in my life. Where would I be without you, you know? No one treats me as good as you do, Goblin Trader. You give me the best trades. Some of the trades don't make sense. I don't know what you do with this stuff. 1 raw iron ingot for 2? You're insane. After trading with Goblin Trader and getting a bunch of flint to solve one of the big issues with arrows, I saw this weird ore. And this ore, this green ore, is jade. Jade is a pretty strong ore. It's stronger than iron, but a little less strong than diamond. I didn't know this was a part of the mods. It may have good protection, but it's balanced in some way. And what I mean by that is that it doesn't have a crazy ton of durability. Something that I do think is broken, however, is that if you have a full armor set, you are granted immunity to wither and poison. I think that's very lame. So for that exact reason, I'm never gonna have a full set of jade armor unless I manage to get full diamond armor. And just because I get this armor doesn't mean that I don't want diamond armor. I still prefer the diamond armor because, well, that's stronger. And not only is it stronger, but it grants me more protection too. I wanted to explore this cave further, but there was too many mobs. It was getting too dangerous. So instead I went back to the surface, and when I got there, I saw that it was dark. In the morning of day 12, I had a very, very fun time of almost dying yet again. Yeah, I don't know how I keep getting myself in these situations. And one thing about the Tough as Nails mod is just how long it takes to heal. The only way that you can heal is if you're full on both hydration and hunger. And even then, if you're full on both of those, it still takes a bit to heal. Now, even after I fully healed, I managed to get back on 1 HP by the same witch that put me on 1 HP in the first place. I don't even remember witches throwing poison like that. I only remember them throwing potion of instant damage, sometimes slowness too. But I was very behind on schedule because in my head, I wanted to make a base by the time it was day 10. I still barely have the resources that I need. And I didn't really want to make a jade weapon. I mainly wanted a jade axe. That way I can cut down the trees and have some free space to make this base that I wanted. So I decided for day 13, I'll try for one more day to go mining, get some of the things that I need, and then I'll build the base after that. Once sun rose, I started digging down again. In the spot that I found, I was lucky and unlucky at the same time. I dug into a body of water. However, there was some jade that was close enough to the point where I can just tunnel my way to it. That way I don't have to worry about getting swarmed by piranha. With the jade I got, I was able to make a helmet and an axe. And the axe has about half durability of what a diamond axe has, but it deals more damage, but has slightly less reach. Which honestly doesn't mean anything because I don't think 0.5 is really that big of a difference. But what I care about is the mining speed and the durability. It's very useful. When I got back to the surface, I saw that it was dark, so I went to bed. In the morning of day 14, I saw that I still had a little bit of jade left, and I decided to use this jade to make me a pickaxe. So now that I have everything that I need for now, I just have to look for a place to build the base. And I spent all of day 14 looking for a place, but I couldn't find anywhere. In the morning of day 15, I once again ran into trouble. It is a miracle that I have made it this far and nearly dying that many times. Continuing my travels, I found some chicken and I also found another special temple. Now, I don't want to explore this temple because I don't know anything about this temple and I'm underprepared. At least I feel like I'm underprepared to explore it. I really don't want to risk anything. And there was also a broken nether portal next to this temple. I was curious to know if this jade pickaxe was capable of picking up obsidian. Turns out that I actually can pick up obsidian with the jade pickaxe. I don't like that. I'd rather use a diamond pickaxe to pick up obsidian, so for that reason, I am never picking up obsidian unless I have a diamond pickaxe. But being by this broken nether portal, I started burning up. I've been so close to dying. I don't even know how many times now. It's been a bit, but it doesn't get any better. Day 15 was another unsuccessful day looking for a place to set up a base. We just kept moving until it was dark. And on day 16, I once again almost bit the dust. Okay, wait, am I cooking? Am I cooking? I'm not cooking. Oh! Okay. There should be a Minecraft achievement for certified dumbass. But one of the hardest things of trying to build a base in the jungle is the landscape. There's barely any flat land. In fact, there's little to no flat land. little to no open space. And if you've watched my other runs, you know that I enjoy having open space with not that many trees so I can have vision on the mobs that's coming in, so I don't get jump scared or snuck up on. So eventually I decided I'm just gonna start chopping down trees. Hopefully I can do it fast enough and build this base. I also want glowstone. The reason why I never go to the nether is because I'm not sure if people would actually comment and complain about, he's gone to the nether, that's cheating. Because a lot of these mods, especially infection mods, like the fungal spore one or the zombie apocalypse, any of those things that I do, they don't work in the nether, or at least they just don't spawn in the nether. Like the flesh that hates, that wouldn't have spawned in the nether, which would make the nether actually easier than actually being in the open world. So I just never go to the nether. Plus, I also feel like it'll just be way easier in my opinion. Just so much easier. And I also don't really be yapping like that during these videos. That's another thing that I don't really do. I don't be yapping. Sometimes I want to, but a lot of times I feel like who cares or who really wants to hear that. But then again, I remember, hey, yeah, I'm making a whole video that's sometimes damn near 4 hours long and people watch the entire video. Also, a lot of times I'm just not saying anything too because I'm so focused on trying not to die. The amount of time and effort these videos take doing things legitimately rather than faking it like some YouTubers I've seen. There's a lot of people that actually fakes doing 100 days and I don't know how you can fake that. I take pride in doing it legitimately. I also just like hard things. I don't know. It feels very nice beating something. Okay, if I finish that sentence, that's gonna sound very bad. But I just enjoy difficult things. I enjoy challenging stuff. In the morning, I'm gonna try to burn down some trees or whatever. And honestly, I would upload like a compilation of my fails, but recording these videos takes so much space that I genuinely cannot save all the footage of me dying and losing all the fails. It's just not possible. I need to get a whole nother HDD so I can have a bunch more space, and I'm gonna do that soon. It's now day 17 and creepers has blown up the land too much, so there's gonna be way more work trying to repair this land rather than just trying to find a new spot. So I'm gonna look for a new spot, and I have a really stupid idea, and that's to burn down the trees. That way hopefully it could be easier than manually just chopping down the trees. To be honest, I could have just added a tree fall mod, but my labor would have just been way easier than that. Also, I was talking about this while traveling. People want me to link the mods that I do, and I've said before that I have no idea how to do that. When I asked how to do it, people in the comments just told me to Google it. So I tried to upload one of the mod packs that I did, and they told me that I did it incorrectly. Like the moderators on the website on CurseForge told me that I did something incorrect, and I just haven't tried it since. Hopefully, once this video is out, all the mod packs that I still have will be uploaded with the configurations that I have too. The horde nights, what mobs can and can't spawn, all of that stuff. Anywho, I started lighting trees on fire, and this is probably one of the biggest mistakes I have made in my entire run. Like, it gets rid of the leaves, but it doesn't get rid of the logs, which I need gone. How? Did I just make a forest fire? Did I just do that? I hope I didn't just do that. I thought that I would make my life easier doing this, but I kind of did the opposite. But it kind of works. Kind of. I could maybe make use of this. Probably. I think I did something really bad. I think I started a forest fire. I really hope this doesn't get out of hand. It looks like it's getting out of hand though. I probably made a mistake. It's spreading so much. Look at how far it's going. Did I make a mistake? I probably made a mistake. This is bad. This isn't good. If this actually gets to me, I won't be able to safely sleep. What do you mean monsters are nearby? What do you mean monsters are nearby? There's no monsters. Okay. This is just so bad. I shouldn't have done this. I'm an idiot. I am such an idiot. Okay, this is getting out of hand for me. Okay. Should be good right here. I'm in so much smoke. I'm so glad there's no like breathing issues that I could possibly have in this game. Holy, this would have been really bad. I'm already in a super bad position. Look at this. That's a tiger. That is a tiger. Okay. Nope. Something has to be done about that tiger. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Do I just move? Do I just make another spot? Do I stay here? Do I make this my home? What do I do? Do I fight the tiger? If I fight the tiger, I'm just gonna die. There's no point in fighting the tiger. I wish I didn't use those arrows. I should be able to make some more arrows though. We're gonna make some quick arrows. 4 arrows. Like 4 arrows. Look at it. It's stalking me. Okay, well, there goes one of my attempts. There goes one of my plans. I really started a forest fire and it's still going. I'm such an idiot. Why did I do this? Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank God. Okay, we're good. The forest fire is still going on. Okay, there's only 2 creepers now. We can handle that. No problem. Okay, we can't get charcoal out of it. What the hell is that? What is that? Okay, so the good news is I have some vision. There's no more leaves, and I am kind of capable of making a base now. The bad news is I've started a forest fire, and I have eliminated God knows how much life in this jungle, or at least my surrounding area, because the forest fire spread really far. The other good news is the land regrows. The trees regrows, so it's not like it's permanent. It won't look like this always, but it'll slowly get better. Things will slowly come back to life. I was very happy to find that out, but things do come back together. So I made me a chest, I set it down, set my stuff in there, and I built me a little hut. Only thing is, I can't sleep because this hut isn't big enough to keep the mobs away from me. I didn't exactly have the smoothest night either. That's not good at all. That's not good. In the morning of day 19, I tried to clean the little crater that the creeper made under the house. That also didn't go too smoothly. And my iron glaive was starting to give out, so I made me another weapon. But this time I made me a hellbird. Now the forest fire was still going on. I wanted to see if I could do something about it. I can't do anything about it. The fire is spreading way too fast, and there's just way too many things on fire. So one person trying to just manually take out this fire isn't gonna happen. So for the rest of day 19, I just spent it filling in craters around the house, making sure that no mobs spawn under me. Okay, it seems like I didn't do too bad. It's regrowing somehow. I don't know how, but the place is regrowing. Okay, now I feel less bad. The trees are regrowing. That scared me. That was really bad, honestly. For this night, I learned that I'm able to make a fire extinguisher. That way I can prevent any forest fires or any more forest fires if there's more in the future. So at some point, I do want to make this. For the entirety of day 20, I spent it landscaping, taking down burnt trees and just filling in more gaps. Day 21, it started raining, which is a good thing. That means that the forest fire is hopefully finally gone. Who knows how far it has spread at this point. I'm just hoping that the forest fire is out. I can't afford to have the entire jungle burnt down. But while trying to collect dirt, I ran into another tiger. Where would this tiger possibly? Yep, I see him. How many arrows I got? 8 arrows? This should be good. Oh my god! Oh my god. I really need to be more careful, man. I have to be. I don't know how I keep getting myself in these situations, but it needs to stop. For the rest of day 21, I spent it collecting dirt, filling in some more of the craters that the creepers made, and I made some torches and put it around the house. I also learned this night that I am capable of bone milling some of the burnt land, and it'll turn the burnt grass into clear green grass again. Very cool. On the morning of day 22, I cleared up the mobs that was lingering around the base. While doing that, I lost my shield, and I ran out of iron, so I can't make another one. Thankfully though, there was an abandoned well nearby that had some iron in it. For the rest of day 22, I spent it chopping down trees and still trying to flatten my land. I want to just extend the land a little bit more. That way I could extend the house or base so I can finally be capable of sleeping. So I spent a great deal of this day chopping down trees and collecting dirt. But all that melon that I had is finally gone. I have no food left. And low key, I was kind of baffled at the fact that I ran out of melons because I had so much of them. But thankfully, me being a quick thinker, I planted some wheat seeds. So we have food again. It's not that much though. It's only 22 bread, but that's better than nothing. That's a good thing. Now day 23 was a good day, and the reason why it was a good day was because a parrot spawned, and I never had a parrot before. Oh, parrot spawned here. Hello there, parrot. Oh, wait a minute, I have seeds. It's gonna be the first time that I tame a parrot. How many seeds will this take? Stop, come here. I was about to say, your fat ass eating all my goddamn seeds. All right, come on. All right, you sit there. Why are you here? Why are you here? Okay, maybe it's because I have to do it with my hand. That's why. Okay, I have to do it with my hand. All right, here we go. I'll come up with a name for him later. I was very happy that I was able to get a parrot. It's a blue parrot too, and blue is one of my favorite colors. Today was the day that I was able to finally extend the base a little bit so I could have more room from the mobs. And I was really hoping that I was going to be capable of sleeping this night. I wasn't. I still couldn't sleep properly. I had to dance around my base and try to get the mobs all on one side, and then I quickly run to the other side, set my bed down, and then go to sleep. So we have to extend it yet again. So for day 24, I tried to trim the mountain a little bit. I wanted to push back the mountain so I could have more space for the house. And I spent all of day 24 making my house bigger and trimming down this mountain. And even with the small extension that I had, I still wasn't able to sleep. So day 25, still trying to extend this house and make it even bigger. I thought to myself that maybe it's not a good idea to try and trim the mountain. For one, it's gonna take way too much time to actually do that. One of the big issues is mobs coming from the mountain and falling into my house. Or if I have a roof, they're just gonna sit on top of my house the entire time. That's gonna make it even more difficult for me to sleep. So instead, on day 26, instead of trimming the mountain, we're gonna move the house a few blocks from the mountain. And that's not gonna be that difficult because all I gotta do is just flatten the land a little bit or just make some flat land. It'll save way more time and it'll just be way safer in general. With how much wood I've been chopping down, I've lost my jade axe, so I need more jade. I've even lost my iron axe. All I'm left with is a stone axe. And things are really scuffed right now. I'm looking really poor. But thankfully, we finally made it to where we are capable of sleeping normally. Don't have to worry about mobs being inside the house, and don't have to worry about the game telling me that there are monsters nearby. Now that I have somewhat of a base, a correct base, a proper base, I want to explore this temple that's right by the base. And honestly, this is probably yet another huge mistake that I made. Oh my god. Okay, time to go back home. So I didn't realize that I ran out of food. It completely flew out of my mind. But I also didn't know about the trap that was in there. So now I'm stuck here on 1 heart and absolutely no food. So I try to use pumpkin seeds because if you use pumpkin and you put it on the cutting board, you can get pumpkin slices. However, the issue with bone milling pumpkins is that you can only bone mill the stem. It's not gonna always just you bone mill it and then a pumpkin comes out. I hate that it doesn't work like that, and that's also just a major waste of bone meal. So pumpkin seeds are practically useless. I'm very lucky that I had some rotten flesh in my chest, but I need to find food very badly. Also, the door I had completely gone. That didn't even last a day. The door that I made for the house, there was no point in having that. And after it got broken down by the zombie, I never put another one there. Very glad I blocked that door off. After getting my pumpkin slices, I went to bed. In the morning of day 28, I was greeted by a baby zombie. Get off me. How much XP do you have? So not only does a bunch of creepers spawn, but a mega ton of skeletons spawn. The creepers and skeletons outweigh zombies by a mountain. I nearly died because I didn't realize my shield was on very low durability. Also, the roof in this house, I was gonna make it like wood and glass. I just never did it. This roof never gets finished. After clearing the mobs around the house, I went to grow some more wheat. Because of the amount of damage I was intaking, I've already ran through all of my pumpkin slices. So we once again have no food. Going back to the temple, I found a wandering trader. And this wandering trader had sweet berry juice. Now mind you, this is absolutely impossible to get because berries don't grow inside the jungle. So this is a very, very rare drink, and I just thought it was cool to have. First time wandering trader is actually useful to me. And I got super lucky because across the water from the temple, there were some cows. And instead of slaughtering all these cows, I should have just taken them, made some kind of farm, and breed the cows. I don't know why I decided to just take them out and not use them. Anywho, after taking out the cows, I tried to go back to the temple, but I couldn't really explore it because these little monkey things kept spawning and it was starting to get dark. So I headed back towards my base and I put even more torches around, hoping that'll decrease the numbers of mobs that spawn. For day 29, I had something very inconvenient happen. No. The start of day 29 was not a great start. You gotta love creepers. Aren't they amazing? Aren't they just beautiful? After repairing my land, I decided to go mining since I was super low on resources. I had no iron, no diamonds, no jade, nothing. I once again had a little bit of food thanks to the cows that I got, so I thought it was a good idea to go mining finally. And instead of looking for a place to mine, I actually just dug down. I'm very glad that I did mine in this area too, because I got a lot of iron, even some lapis, so I'm capable of enchanting now. I was mining for a while. My iron glaive had broke, so I had to make a new one, and my jade pickaxe was on its last leg, so I had to make me another pickaxe. And while mining, I found the mine shaft, so I made me a wooden sword because I didn't know if the iron glaive would be able to break cobweb. And in this mine shaft, I met up with my main man again. Oh, goblin trader. Oh, I'm so happy to see you, Goblin Trader. It feels good meeting Goblin Trader at a good time. When you have all that iron on you and he trades you, it's the best feeling in the world. Can't trust anyone more than Goblin Trader. And around the time I finished trading with Goblin Trader, I realized that I didn't bring my bow with me. And within the mine shaft, I found a cart that had a name tag in it. And I finally found some jade. And these jade veins, they're big. They're very big. I don't think that an ore this strong should have veins this big. big. And while mining one of the veins of jade, I found out that it is now day 30. I've been underground for an entire day. But I found another mine cart that had 2 diamonds in it. Diamonds. And another name tag. And yet another huge vein of jade. While trying to get out the mine shaft, I got ambushed by some creepers and caves. It wasn't too much to handle. I didn't cut it too close. If I didn't find a corner to get in, probably would have bit the dust. We got lucky there. But after clearing up and getting out the mine shaft, found yet another big vein of jade. Once I finally made it back to the surface, it was nighttime. In the morning of day 31, I almost got blown up. I could not block. It wasn't too bad of an expedition going mining. Got over a stack of iron. Only 3 diamonds is the saddest part, but we got 47 jade and some gold. And also a golden apple. And since I got a name tag and a bunch of iron, this means I can finally name the parrot. And I came up with the perfect name. Boom. Look at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at him. Dripped. Dripped out. World Collapser. Amazing name. You like that? Yeah, he's loving that. He's loving that one. Yes, sir. The next thing I did was make a blast furnace, and I also made me another set of jade armor. Not a full set. There's still one missing piece because I still have yet to get my full diamond set. My inventory and chest was both a mess, so I made me another chest, and this one will be organized. First time I am gonna have an organized chest. Kinda. There you go. Organization. You like that, World Collapser? He said leave a like and subscribe. I agree, honestly. So while inside the mine shaft, those carts, they had some seeds in them. They had cabbage seeds, tomato seeds, and beetroot seeds, which is perfect because I can actually make a mixed salad with that. So the food problem is kind of solved. As long as I have bone meal, I can have food. This isn't difficult to make at all. The only issue is how much you can stack in your inventory. You can only hold 16 at a time. And I also love the way you can grow tomato. Like, you don't have to constantly break the tomato. But the issue with it is, however many tomato seeds you have, that is exactly what you have. You will not get more tomato seeds from using tomato seeds. So never lose your tomato seeds. So tomorrow we're gonna go this way and try to look for food, get all that we need, and then we could go back this way, go back to the mines that we were in, and hopefully find diamonds. I'm also curious to know how a diamond canteen is. How much would it give me? I'm also curious about, maybe I should check out, oh wait, I need iron boots. Maybe I should look at an iron canteen. 7, but gold has 10. I'm surprised gold is better than iron. So what would diamond have? 11? Disney diamonds. Also, this is bothering me. Like, I am not finishing the roof anytime soon. And to be honest, just like all of my other builds, the roof would just be glass. I cooked up an amazing plan, but I got super lucky in the morning of day 32. When he dropped a potato? Oh, a potato. Okay. With me receiving a potato from a zombie, that means that the food problem is just completely gone. As long as I have bone meal, I will always have food. Even though I had these potatoes, I still wanted some more food. So I went exploring looking for melon. While trying to get these melons, I saw 2 temples. And I was really curious to go in these temples, hoping that they would have something nice. I made a boat, went across the water to one of the temples. And this is why I truly think that it's impossible to travel a far distance in the water safely. These piranha genuinely swarm you. Okay, all right, okay. And there goes my boat. Now this temple, I actually enjoy this temple mainly because of the puzzle here. For this puzzle, you have to get all the torches lit up in order to open one of the doors. You have to do it twice. I don't think it's super difficult to do, but I do enjoy doing it. Opening the door, you get the hidden chest. The chest didn't have anything. It had a little bit of gold and a lot of emerald. And by the time I was done with this puzzle, it was storming really bad outside, so I went to bed. Now when I was trying to get out of this temple, I met up with Goblin Trader. Whoa. Goblin Trader. I would trade with you, but I have literally nothing. I don't have anything. I really liked the way that Goblin Trader was waiting for me sitting on top of the stairs. Sadly, I couldn't offer anything to him. He didn't want anything. And for the second temple that was right next to the first temple that I went to, I explored this type of temple for the first time. The reason why I didn't do it last time was because, well, I almost died. And I was also afraid to go down the ladder. The second floor of this temple has 2 chests and a bit of jade. These first 2 chests didn't have much, except one of them had a music disc and Smite 4. Very good. And then there's a secret 3rd floor. And this 3rd floor was flooded with water, so there was no issue going down. This floor has a few chests and also some spawners. The first chest had another book of Smite 4, which means I can now have Smite 5. Very good, very good. The skeleton that spawned isn't too bad. They're really easy to deal with. And in the second chest that I got, there was an obsidian spear with knockback in Smite 2. I didn't even know I can make obsidian spears. They look cool though. In this other room, there's these things that look like blazes, but they shoot poison darts at you. And the thing that I really hate about these things is that even if you block it with the shield, you still get poisoned. I'm not sure if that's a normal thing, like if you get hit with a poison arrow or you block a poison arrow and you still get the poison effect on you. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but it's really annoying. It's super annoying to deal with. After taking out all the mobs and destroying the spawners, I saw that these mobs do drop their mask. But the biggest problem with these masks is that they don't have any durability, so I feel like it's kind of stupid to use them. All the way at the bottom, downstairs, there was some jade. The chest was kind of useless, didn't have much. It had these chili pepper seeds, and I was kind of curious to know about the chili peppers. The only thing left to do is to get out. There is no secret button or door, so I have to build my way back up from the hole that I dropped in. And while building back up, I got jump scared. Whoa! Once I was finally finished exploring these temples, by the time I got out, it was dark. I would try to travel through the jungle at night, but it's very dangerous considering I can't see anything at all, and there would be a lot of mobs lurking around the trees. So the morning of day 34, I made it back home. This expedition that I did was pretty good, and I was also really curious to know how this chili pepper works, so I ate a chili pepper. I'm curious, what happens if I eat this? Okay, that wasn't smart. Since I had 2 Smite 4 books, I put one of them on my obsidian spear. I thought it would be useful because it has knockback on it. So if mobs try to swarm me or want to get too close to me like a creeper, I could just smack it away. And the obsidian spear just has a lot of durability. I think it has 750 HP. I don't think it's difficult to repair either because you just need obsidian. Now I made me some more of these mixed salads, and the reason why I still want these is because the natural regen that we get is just terrible, and the mixed salad helps you recover HP faster. One of the main reasons why I don't like using tough as nails is because of how terrible the regen is. Once it was starting to get dark, I went to the nearby temple, the one that I almost died in. This time, finally being able to explore it properly. Going downstairs, the first chest had some ancient gold, iron, and this enchantment called Ritual Slot. This enchantment is probably one of the most useless enchantments of all time. Going to the secret bottom floor, the first chest had a double edge enchantment. I still till this day don't know what I can use that enchantment on. Probably just a regular sword. Going to the second chest next to the skeleton spawners, this one had Toxic Blade. I think any enchantment to do with poison is pretty useless too, considering a lot of the undead mobs, poison doesn't work on them. The second chest had Smite 5, and after dealing with the poisonous blaze, one of the chests had Toxic Blade and the other one had Mending, and that alone makes this entire expedition worth it. So once I was done looting this place, I went to bed. In the morning of day 35, trying to get out the temple, I was greeted with some creepers. I seriously don't know why so many creepers spawn. Usually skeletons spawn like that, but the creepers is out of hand. I've explored the temples that I want, and I'm able to make more food, so food problem is gone. Now I just have to go mining, and I have 3 diamonds, and I'm thinking about doing something very stupid, but I think it'll be smart at the same time. I'm gonna make a diamond hellbird, and I'm gonna give it smite 5. That way dealing with zombies, skeletons will be a lot easier to deal with because the hellbird also have 9 attack on it. So combining 9 attack with smite 5 would hit pretty hard. So it could be a stupid investment, but it can also be really smart. I mean, like, it's only 3 diamonds and I still need quite a bit of diamonds. So after making my hellbird, I add smite 5 and mending to it. I wanted to see if I could add double edge too, but I can't. I can't add it to the hellbird or the spear. Since I have a bunch of bone meal from the skeleton that I've been killing, I can now finally grow a megaton of potatoes. I make a smoker too, so I can cook the food faster. We are finally out of the watermelon trenches. No more eating watermelon. We now have an infinite food source. It's only up from here, world collapser. Only up from here. Yeah, you see that, right? Baked potato. Let's go. Look at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Insane. Now, I made a mistake. And if you didn't realize, I added all of my potatoes to the smoker. I didn't leave 1 potato. And I come to realize this only later. So day 36, I go back to the mines that I was previously at. There was a lot of enemies waiting for me at the bottom. But clearing them out, I met up with Goblin Trader. Sadly, he didn't want iron. He only wanted gold, which honestly kind of works. Gold can be somewhat useful. Wandering around the mines a bit, I found some lapis and a little bit of diamond. There was some more diamond not too far away from where I got my first thing of diamonds, but trying to get these was like trying to pull off a heist. I set I don't even know how many torches around me, and these mobs were still spawning like crazy. All that for a singular diamond, by the way. After getting all the diamonds that I could find, it was time for me to get out. I wanted to keep exploring, but I couldn't because I ran out of water. Both of my canteens were out of water. So I started going back up to the surface. While doing that, I saw that it was day 37, so I've been underground for an entire day. Now going back up, I realized there's a pool of water here, meaning I can get this water and go back to the mines. And I know I should be saving diamonds to try and get this full diamond armor, but I think this is going to be a good investment. I made a diamond canteen, and these diamond canteens hold 15 sips of water. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. We are a hydrated boy. Is it time to go back in action? I think it's time to go back. I decided to stay down in the mines for 1 more day and then go back up to the surface, which honestly was almost a mistake. Probably one of the most stressful situations I've ever been in my life. I got lucky for a lava pool being nearby. And not only that, all those creeper explosions led me to more diamonds. So kind of a good thing, but I can't go back up the way that I fell. So I gotta dig my way up. I'm probably better off just climbing or building my way back up, to be honest. It's day 38 now. I've been down here for 2 days. I genuinely stopped breathing for a second. Holy, with all those explosions, I was just like, if I lose this shield, I'm dead. It's over. The game is just over. My run is just done. Holy. I make it back to my base safely. After all my mining and exploring, I have a grand total of 7 diamonds, but I did spend 4 of those diamonds making a canteen. So what I wanted to do was look for yet another spot to mine, and hopefully that spot will have even more diamonds. But since I ran out of coal, I spent the day taking down trees, getting logs so I can get some more charcoal. That way I can smelt the iron and gold that I got from mining. I made me a diamond pickaxe too. That way I can finally mine obsidian comfortably and also make an enchanting station. But this night is a night that I realized one of my dumbest mistakes. Wait, did I bake all of my potatoes like an idiot? Oh my God. Well, there goes my food problem. Why did I do that? I didn't even think of that. I baked all the potatoes, all of them. I'm so stupid. I'm actually so stupid. Like, why did I bake every single potato? Why did I do that? And why am I just realizing that? Oh my God, I can't believe I did that, man. I kinda want potatoes. So for that reason, okay. Because of my stupid mistake, I got a little bit desperate. I tried to kill some zombies or let in some mobs, hoping that they would be zombies, and it kind of fell apart very quickly. Of course, it blows up my house, man. Oh, we're in there. A skeleton and full diamond armor? What's the rarity for that? Here we go. Yeah, not a very good night. All because I ran out of potatoes and I just wanted another potato or a carrot. In the morning of day 39, I cleaned up the mobs that was outside the house. And thanks to the creepers exploding, I discovered some coal. So I got some well-needed coal. I really needed this. For all of day 39, I spent it repairing the destroyed land from the creepers. My armor was starting to run low too, so I made me another set of armor. And I was just really hoping that this night would spawn a bunch of zombies and hopefully one of them would give me a carrot or a potato. And I randomly got a wandering trader to jump scare me while trying to grow some tomato. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that scared me. What do you have? Literally nothing at all. Nothing useful. I once again stayed up the entire night trying to get as many zombies as I can to spawn. And I got super lucky. A carrot? Yes! Yes, he dropped the carrot! I can make gold carrots. Okay. Holy. We got lucky. I once again have an infinite food source. And this time, I just have to not mess it up. And gold is actually useful now. Or a lot more useful than it was before. As long as I don't make that silly mistake of making all of my carrots into gold carrots, we never have to worry about food again. Unless I run out of gold. I cleared up the rest of the mobs that was around the house. And I spent this day just growing carrots. And I also spent this day looking around my base, searching for a baby zombie. Because a certain someone likes to mimic the sounds of baby zombies. If you don't know, parrots actually mimic mob sounds to warn you that there's enemies nearby. I didn't know this. So I spent all night wrecking my brain trying to figure out where this baby zombie was. I thought it was just under my base, but I swear I made it to where nothing could spawn under there. So it was just confusing me. See? Is that you? I swear to God, world collapser. If this is just you making the sound, got me looking like I'm schizo around here. That is definitely you. That's definitely you. That was you the first time, but now there's actually a baby zombie. I didn't even know they could do that. That is crazy. I never knew they were able to do that. The start of day 41 was terrible. Well, that's not good. I need to get away from that parrot. Parrot is good at least. I can't reach. I'm gonna have to spend all day repairing again. It's gonna be so fun. I don't know why there's so many mobs still spawning, even though I have a lot of torches around. It's like the torches doesn't matter. So because of all of the explosions that happened, I practically spent all of day 41 repairing my land. And at night, I grew carrots and made some golden carrots. And because of how many golden carrots I made, I used all of my gold. So we are out on gold and we must get more. Don't do that. Do not do that one. The creeper sound effect, I get there's creepers, but don't do that one. You really want this world to collapse, don't you? Yeah, I don't know what it is with this bird. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I mean, like, I really like World Collapser. He's adorable, but man, does he scare me a lot. So the goal for today is to look for temples, because if you remember, temples give you a lot of gold. It's much quicker and much more efficient than just going mining for gold. And when I tried to start exploring to look for temples, I was greeted by a wyvern. The hell is that thing? Wait, hold up, am I cooking? Wait a minute, hold up, am I cooking? Hold up, wait, hold up, wait. Okay, I gotta get closer. What? What? I'm blocking. Okay, all right, salad. I need a salad. I need to move. Not even sure if it's actually a wyvern, but it looks like one, so we're just gonna keep calling it that. These things have a chance to drop bangs. And you can't really do much with it besides keep it as a souvenir or make a dagger with it and keep that as a souvenir too. I decided to make a dagger. I just thought it looked cool, but it doesn't really have any durability. So you are genuinely just keeping it as a souvenir. I spent all of day 42 fighting that wyvern. So for day 43, when I try to go out again, this time I was greeted by the sunbird tribe and I had to spend all day fighting these things. Another one. Day 44, I found a broken nether portal that had some golden carrots, obsidian, and a clock. The clock is really good because that helps me keep track of time while I'm underground. But this day was short-lived because it started thunderstorming. And thankfully, I am capable of sleeping during thunderstorms, so I don't have to worry about a bunch of mobs flooding me. For day 45, I ran into an anaconda. And this anaconda was weird. It was like stuck underground. It looked like it was stuck in the dirt somehow, but it wasn't suffocating. Whoa, oh, ooh, ooh. I don't know if they can just do that or he was bugging out. But while traveling looking for a temple, I somehow managed to run in a circle. I don't know how I managed to do it, but I made it back to my base. So this day was pretty much a waste of time. Since I was back here, I decided to put more torches around. That way I can once again, hopefully, slow down the mobs spawning around my base. There's just too many that spawns. I forgot to mention that the Sunbird tribe, not only do they drop their mask, but they also drop feathers too. So that kind of helps with the chicken problem. Because of them, I was able to make some arrows. Though in reality, I don't have to make much arrows because I get a lot from the millions of skeletons that spawn, and I get them from the temples that I explore. In the morning of day 46, another wyvern had spawned, but I was afraid of fighting him in my base because I didn't want World Collapser to get hit. I felt like if he got hit by one of those poison shots from the wyvern, he would probably die. I was also a little bit confused because I had luck on me, but the reason why luck shows up is because that means that a blue moon is gonna show up tonight. Blue moons give you luck. There's regular blue moons and there's super blue moons, just like how there's blood moons and super blood moons, which I'm really surprised I haven't gotten a single blood moon yet. After taking out the wyvern, I traveled until it was dark. And while waiting for me to be capable of sleeping, another forest fire happened. But this time, it wasn't my fault. It was because of a lava pool that was next to a tree. So thankfully, it's not my fault that the wildlife is being obliterated. In the morning of day 47, I found another broken nether portal that had a bit of golden carrots in there. And on this day, I finally found another temple. But while trying to get to this temple, I was greeted by a tiger. Shit. Move. Talk, how many arrows are you gonna take? One tiger. The first temple I went into, this temple was a little bit different. It was the first one that I've seen like this. To get to the final room that has the puzzle that you have to do to get the final chest, there's a pool of water that has crocodiles in there. There's flooring on the side of the wall for you to get over the pool, but they have pressure plates, and those pressure plates, if you step on them, they push you into the pool of water. The issue is these crocodiles are capable of just snatching you off. So it's beyond dangerous to try to go through there. So with my quick thinking, I just thought, why not try to take them out with arrows? I only took out one crocodile. I don't know where the other one went. It was hidden somewhere. But when I looked back over the footage to see where it was hiding under the floor, which doesn't make any sense because when I fell into the water, it didn't go after me. But you can see it right there. It is just sitting there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just has a pea brain or something. I don't know. I got to the final room and the first chest had some diamond and some gold in there, which is really good because I needed both of those really badly. But the final chest had some gold and a lot of emerald. Once I was done, I went to bed. In the morning of day 48, I explored the temple right next to the one that I just got out of. And the first chest had some iron. The second chest downstairs didn't really have anything. It had a little bit of jade, some iron. The third chest had a little bit more iron. And this time when I went to the final floor, there wasn't water at the bottom to soften my fall. So I took a lot of damage when I fell down. Going into my third chest, I found a protection 2 book. And my fourth chest gave me my second mending. I'm so glad that I'm getting mending. Once I was out the temple, I had to immediately climb a tree to get away from a tiger. I spent a lot of arrows trying to kill this tiger below me. After taking out the tiger, I went to bed. In the morning of day 49, I see just how powerful the eye of the tiger is. There's a tiger right there. There's no possible way he sees me. There's no way he sees it. He's not walking towards me. But this day I find yet another temple, and for this puzzle, well, it's not really a puzzle, but to open the door to the final chest, you have to use a brush to brush away gravel and get emeralds. I think there's a total of 8 emeralds that you need to get. Once you get all the emeralds, you put it in the cauldron and it opens the door. You could use your own emerald too to open the door, but that would be cheating. But I ended up using one of my own emeralds anyway, even though I just said it would be cheating. The reason why is because I just couldn't find the last emerald. So I didn't want to loot the chest until I figured out where exactly this last emerald is, and it's hidden in this cobblestone. You have to break the cobblestone. You'll see the last gravel piece that has your emerald. There you go, all 8 emeralds. But the final chest had some emerald and gold. Nothing insane. Once I was done, I went to bed. Day 50, when I was getting out of the temple, I met up with Goblin Trader. I didn't have anything that I could really give him. Sad, but here you could take an emerald, I guess. Once I was out of the temple, I saw that there was a forest fire happening. At this point, I felt like I've explored enough temples. I'm on day 50 and I still have yet to get full diamond armor. So I want to go mining, even though there's a forest fire happening. So I'm just going to ignore that and go on a hunt for diamonds. You guys want to hear one of the creepiest experiences I ever had with Minecraft? No joke. I remember way back when Herobrine was like a major thing. Now, Herobrine wasn't exactly what scared me. This was back when Minecraft barely had anything at all, and Minecraft was popular, but it wasn't popular. It was just that people played the game. Like around the time, well, I guess it was popular because this is around the time when Sky Does Minecraft was kind of still the face of Minecraft, at least for me. I remember I built a little hut in the snowy mountains, and I remember I legit left the house, closed the door. The door was closed. I will never forget. I know for a fact that I actually closed the door on my way out, but when I went back to my base, the door was open. No, this was not multiplayer. I wasn't playing in a multiplayer world or anything. This was solo. Till this day, I still have no idea what exactly happened or how my door opened, and I'm pretty sure someone is gonna try to be logical about it. I don't care what you say. That's not supposed to happen. That was creepy. I'll never forget that day. I deleted the world and never looked back. I was very, very creeped out by that. But I managed to get some redstone, which is good. Helps out with me making the fire extinguisher so I can prevent forest fires. And while traveling through the mines, I saw that it was a new day. So we're now on day 51. I've been underground the whole day, or almost the whole day. But this day was a pretty good day mining. Got some jade, iron, lapis, even a little gold, and some diamonds. But all good things must come to an end. When I was looking around this deep slate cave, I saw some diamonds, but I wasn't sure if there was cave centipedes or just a bunch of mobs around. So I wasn't exactly sure if I wanted to go through there. But the spider crawled up on me and had other plans. Can't move, man. Why am I not running? Everything was starting to fall apart. I'm running out of water. My armor is breaking. I'm surrounded by a bunch of mobs. I have to figure out how am I going to get out of here safely. And I also saw that it was a new day, so we're now on day 52. I came up with the plan, and that plan was to go back to where I fell down and use my ender pearl there. The whole reason I kept my ender pearl was for emergencies like that. Though I managed to get out of the deep slate cave, I did not feel safe at all. I couldn't heal because I ran out of water in both of my canteens. But thankfully, I got lucky since there was a thing of flowing water. So I managed to get some water before things got too out of hand. I wanted to get out of this cave. Felt like I got enough for now. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. But I wasn't exactly able to do that. I was getting flooded by mobs. So instead, I dug through a wall and tried to dig my way back up to the surface, and that almost turned out to be a mistake. What? That's a fucking cave centipede. I don't even know what happened just now. I was really confused on how exactly I fell down. I looked back at the footage and I still couldn't figure out how I fell through the ground or how I was shot by an arrow. I assumed that there was never a block there, and while digging up, I just fell through. I don't know, it was just very confusing, but it almost cost me my life. I made it back to the surface, but it was dark, so I went to bed. In the morning of day 53, I saw that the forest fire had passed over me. The jungle wasn't looking too bad. Some of the trees already regrew, and since I went mining and gotten some diamonds, I felt like I was able to go to another temple. So I went to the temple that was right next to me. The first chest had another obsidian spear, and it had knockback on it, which is good. It means I can combine both of my obsidian spears and get knockback too. Both the chest and the second floor had nothing. I didn't feel like going to the third floor and risking things, so I went to the second floor and that was it. When I was about to travel home, I couldn't exactly go the same route. It was being blocked off by 3 tigers. So instead, I had to use a different route and take longer to get home. And when I was running through the trees, the sun was setting. A blood moon was rising. It's very good that I was in the trees at this point, because if I wasn't, I probably would have died. So I'm very happy that I was not on the ground. And what makes the blood moon even worse in the jungle is the fact that since you're surrounded by so many trees, you can't even see what exactly is in the jungle. You don't know how many mobs is behind the tree, around the corner, how many of them are hiding, probably even some invisible spiders or something. You never know. It's one of the most terrifying things to think about. And I'm just very happy I wasn't caught with my pants down. On day 54, I made it back to my base. After a long expedition, I am finally home, back with World Collapser. I am back, World Collapser. I'm very exhausted though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so exhausted, World Collapser, man. I've had one hell of a day. First thing I did was started smelting my iron, and then I combined my 2 obsidian spears so I can get knocked back too. And since I had the redstone I needed, I finally made my fire extinguisher. So this can put out any fire. The only problem is I made this and never used it. Not one time through the entire run have I used this fire extinguisher. It's not really a waste of material since I have so much iron and redstone, but I don't know, I just find that a little bit goofy of me. After all the mining and near deaths, we have a grand total of 18 diamonds. And since I had a mending book, I wanted to add it to my pickaxe, but I didn't want to add it yet because I still want to enchant it and possibly get fortune. So I'm going to enchant the pickaxe first and then I'll add mending to it. And since my armor was breaking, I made me another set of armor. I felt like if I went on one more expedition looking for diamond, I'll finally have the full diamond set that I want. And I also wanted to get obsidian so I could finally make my enchanting table. So in the morning of day 55, I went to the nearby broken nether portal and took obsidian from there. I don't have any leather, so I can't make books, but you can still make books anyway if you get some straws and tree bark. To get the straws, you need to make a knife and then cut grass with it. They'll drop straws. Tree bark, you have to get logs, use a cutting board, put the log on a cutting board, and use an axe. It'll give you tree bark. It's okay, World Collapser. Before I hit day 100, you'll have somebody else. You'll get the Huzz. They'll love your name. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, his name is so cute. World Collapser. Yes, sir. But since the sun was setting, I had to wait until it was time for me to go to bed. So that way, in the morning of day 56, I can go get the logs that I need. And I spent a big chunk of day 56 getting logs. I think I got like 3 stacks of them. And while getting these logs, I felt like World Collapser needed a girlfriend. You know, I'm always traveling out and about. I feel like he's alone sometimes. So I went out traveling looking for another parrot. I had the wingman for the guy that has wings. Ironic. So with what little daylight I had left, I was looking around the jungle. Didn't find anything. Day 57, I continued my search. It's pretty much all I did for the entire day was just look around for a parrot. When the sun was setting, I finally found one. In the morning of day 57, I found a cow. I took its milk because I felt like it'll come in useful later if I ever get poison or something like that. But I also spent all of day 57 looking for another parrot, and I didn't find one until the sun was setting. This parrot did not want to take my seeds. All right, I need you to accept these seeds and come back home with me. Is it turning nighttime? It's probably turning nighttime. Okay. It's turning nighttime. I need you. Seriously? Oh. Come on. You fat bitch. And since it was about to get dangerous, I had to hurry and climb the tree. In the morning of day 58, I got more seeds and it finally let me tame it. So now I safely traveled all the way back home. World Collapser, I've successfully brought you a wife. And the first thing I did was name her World Devourer. And since I had a few discs, I decided to make a jukebox. I don't know if the CDs from the temples are copyright or not. Hopefully this doesn't get me smited. So it's day 59, and I have a few plans. One of the main things I want to do is make an enchanting station. Once I do that, the next thing I want to do is go on one more big expedition. Once I get all the diamonds that I need, I then want to take down a sunbird camp. Take down Mbuti himself. And then I also want to explore one of the temples I've been avoiding the whole time because I feel like it's the most dangerous one to do. Or I'm just actually too afraid to go through it, which is the red temple. So there's a few things that I want to do. So day 59, I didn't do much besides making a enchanting table. For day 60, I spent the entire day getting straws so I can make books for the bookshelves. And I also extended the house a little bit, just a tiny bit, made it longer. Once it was starting to get dark, I set more torches around, even more torches around the base. And tonight was a blue moon too. And I don't know why I stood awake the whole night and didn't do anything. I didn't make my enchanting station while just staying up. Maybe it was because it was a blue moon and I assumed that I couldn't sleep during a blue moon. I was probably too tired to realize that you can sleep during those. You're just not allowed to sleep during a blood moon. In the morning of day 61, I set up my enchanting station, and the first thing I enchant is my bow. And I actually got really good enchantments. I got power 2 and punch 1. I enchanted my pickaxe 2. All I got was efficiency, kind of disappointing, so I made a grinder to reset the enchantment. And for my bow, I got lucky because I enchanted a book and it gave me power 2, so I added that to the bow that I just enchanted. And then after that, I repaired it. And then I tried once again to enchant my diamond pickaxe. Fortune 1. Let's go. All right. I'll gladly accept this. I'll put mending on this. Then if we get more fortunes, we can add on to the fortune. Perfect. Let's go. All right, nice. Once I was finished with that, I repaired my jade shovel, which the way I repaired this was kind of stupid. I could have just made another shovel, added it to that shovel. It would have been fixed, but instead I just wasted jade. But I have a lot of jade anyway, so who cares? Once it got dark, I went to bed. It's day 62, and the first thing I started doing is picking up a bunch of dirt so I could level out the house, if that makes sense. I just wanted to put dirt around it because the house looked like it's just sitting on the edge, and it was bothering me. Once I was done messing around with the house, I left exploring looking for a place to mine. I just picked a random spot to start mining, and the place that I decided to mine in, I mined straight into a mine shaft. This mine shaft had a skeleton spawner. One of the chests had some gold, a music disc, and a name tag, but I don't need the name tag. The other chests didn't have anything notable. To be honest, I should have kept the coordinates and saved the skeleton spawner rather than breaking it, because the skeleton spawner could have been basically my arrow farm. Anyway, besides that, this mine shaft didn't have anything great, so I left. I started digging to another area, and I ended up digging into a deep slate cave. And doing this almost got me killed. Through all of that shenanigans, I'm just happy that Goblin Trader made it out alive, though he didn't really have anything useful for me. But after all of that, mining this time was actually peaceful. I just got out of a super chaotic situation, but mobs wasn't really spawning around the caves like that. Managed to get some more iron, some gold. I even got some diamonds. For the first time through this entire run, I have peaceful mining. But as soon as I was starting to think about how peaceful and happy I was while mining, mobs started spawning again. Why did it just suddenly start spawning like crazy? What happened? Once I was done mining, I went back to the place where Goblin Trader and all the explosions was at. I wanted to trade a Goblin Trader at least something. So I gave him some cobblestone and got some emerald. Like, emerald is practically useless, but I want to help my man out, you know? And I also saw that it was now day 63. So once I reached back to the surface, I went to bed. It's day 64 now, and the expedition that I just got out of wasn't the best. I only got 4 diamonds, so I want to look for another place to mine. So on this day, I went back to the mines, and it also was a pretty bad day too, considering I got ambushed by spiders and I only managed to find a grand total of 2 diamonds. I was in the mines for a long time too, all the way until it was day 65. It may be a new day, but it's the same old things. I almost died yet again. I just can't. I see diamonds over there. But after being able to rat my way out of that situation, besides what just occurred, this day was actually pretty good because I managed to find a lot more diamonds. And while I was trying to climb my way out of the mines, I saw that it was day 66 now. And while digging my way up, I found some more jade. I really don't need any more jade than I already do, but it doesn't hurt to have more. You can't have too much jade. I made it back to the surface and I just traveled until it was dark. On day 67, I made it back home. This whole big, huge expedition was great. We managed to get 21 diamonds through all of that, and now we have a whole total of 36 diamonds. I grew some more carrots, made some more golden carrots, and I made my full diamond armor set. The thing I've been wanting for so long is finally here, and I have 12 diamonds left over. First thing I did was add protection 2 to my chest piece, and I would enchant the rest of my armor, but my enchanting station isn't that great. So the next thing I want to do is level up my enchanting station so I can get, well, better enchantments. So for all of day 68, I spent it just getting straws. And I also ran into an enderman. Thankfully, he dropped the pearl. Other than that, I didn't do anything besides make some books. In the morning of day 69, while I was taking out some creepers, one of the skeletons killed one of the creepers and it dropped this broken disc. I think it's disc 11? I've never heard this disc before, so I was curious to know what it sounded like. Yeah, no, that's just, I don't know who came up with that. That should be illegal. But for all of day 69, I didn't do anything besides collect logs so I can get some tree bark to make these books. Thankfully, it was not a day for me to explore or go mining, take out the sunbird tribe because it is a blood moon tonight. However, something interesting happened this night too, and I've just learned this. Well, I'm not sure if it's a bug or this actually happens, but if it rains during a blood moon, the blood moon goes away. It's very odd. So the rest of the night on day 69, I just spent it making books and turning those books into bookshelves. And with all the shelves that I got, we now have a level 30 enchantment station. But it was now time for me to go to bed. In the morning of day 70, I nearly got myself blown up. Oh, I don't have a shield up. Oh my god, that was close. I nearly got myself killed just now. I got 2 CDs after I was done cleaning around the base. This is probably the most CDs I've ever gotten in one run, or really ever. I've never gotten this many discs in my life. Anyway, the next thing I want to do is enchant my armor now that I have a fully maxed out enchantment station. I first enchanted my pants, I got Unbreaking 2 and Protection 2. Very good. I wanted the 3rd level enchantment on my helmet. I would have gotten Unbreaking 3, possibly something else too, but I needed 3 EXP levels in order to get that. So my first thought was to go to the temple where they spawn these little skeleton monkeys. But when you take out the skeleton monkeys, they don't drop any EXP. There's like this hollow area under the stairs where mobs can spawn. So I went in there to get EXP. After taking out the mobs there, I went to the water and started killing the piranha. Then I went to another area and started fighting some of the Sunbird tribe. I was doing everything in my power to get as much XP as I can, as fast as I possibly can. But it was starting to get dark, so I couldn't fight them for long. Went back home, went to bed. In the morning of day 71, a wyvern spawned. After taking out that wyvern, I went and fought the Sunbird tribe yet again. But this time, for some odd reason, I decided I want to fight Umbuti. And he showed me just how unprepared I truly am. All right. Maybe I can from here. He sees me. Whoa! What is that? What are they doing? Why does it sound like a siren going off? He's healing. Off, man. God, these piranha, man. If I could see that. God, this fucking piranha. This might come in handy. I just accidentally used one of my ports. Why is he not dying? Yeah, not exactly the most fun fight. So this bird has a bunch of guards, minions that can heal him, and he also have a protective shield if he gets to a certain HP. If you get too close while he's regenerating, he shoots a laser beam at you. And no matter how far you are, if you're shooting arrows at him, he drops these laser beams on you. He showed me very clearly that I am not prepared for this fight at all. So I went to bed and then went back home. I wanted to make some more arrows, but I don't have anything to make arrows. And you can make obsidian arrows, but they have 50% less damage. So the next idea was to stay up all night and try to kill as many skeletons as I can to get as much arrows as I can. And before going into battle, I took off my diamond armor and put on a full set of jade armor for the first time. I did this because I didn't want my durability to go down on my diamond armor. All right. They even mimic witch? All right. They actually mimic the witch. That's funny. Yeah, not exactly the best knight, but thanks to this knight, I'm now level 30, meaning I can finally enchant my helmet. The helmet got fire protection 4 with unbreaking 3, which isn't too bad. Considering the fight that I just got out of, and me being set on fire like a million times, this actually works out fine for me. I needed to hit level 30 again to enchant my boots. This time, instead of unbreaking 3, it's protection 3. And last night wasn't too bad, because after picking up the arrows, I'm sitting at 40 arrows. I was at 25 before that night. So I feel like one more night with me just staying out trying to take out as many skeletons as I can, that'll give me all the arrows I need, and then I can go back to Umbuti and try to take him out. So while it was still daylight outside, for day 73, I just spent it repairing my land from the creepers that blew up. And at nighttime, chaos happened. Chicken jockey. Really close. Really close. Look at me. Again, literally 1 HP. Once I got all my HP back, I managed to get out very easily. After surviving through the night, it's now day 74, and I have over a stack of arrows. I also got another CD from a creeper too. And now that I'm level 30, I can put protection 3 on my boots. Now that I have everything prepared, I'm ready to fight Umbuti again. But I don't want to do it today, I want to do it tomorrow, because today I want to spend it repairing the land from the creepers that exploded. A fully dripped out skeleton just comes out of nowhere, okay? You know, sometimes I wish that you can strip the enchantments from other stuff or somehow put it into a book or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. It'll be broken too, though. Like, imagine being able to take a mending from any item. Yeah, that would be pretty broken. Yeah, let's not do that, I guess. Let's not add that. So on the morning of day 75, I put back on my diamond armor and I went back to Umbuti and I let the war begin. What the fuck? This dude has a beam? So I can't get close to him. Get out of my way. Holy hell, I did it. Oh man, that went on for way too long. That was too much of a battle, and I almost died too many times. Oh, I'm hot. Okay, wait, I need to get away. I have finally taken out Umvuti. It was a very long battle, very exhausting battle, but at the end of the day, I won. So Umvuti does drop a mask too. Now the leader of the Sunbird tribe, they do drop their mask too, and it never breaks. If you're wearing their mask and you right click a minion mask, you summon a minion. Once it was late enough, I went to bed. It's day 76 now, and I learned that there's a secret gold block at the top of the chair where the leader usually sits. That's a whole gold block just sitting there. But I made it back to my base safely. I was also curious to know if I used a mask that has like half HP on it, would I still be able to summon a minion? Turns out that I am. Once I was done experimenting there, I repaired all of my diamond armor. And the last thing I repaired was my diamond pickaxe. And at night, I just grew carrots and made some more golden carrots. It's now day 77, and the first thing I do is go to the red temple near the broken nether portal. This is my first time exploring this place. Now, it may seem tricky the first time you go here, but it's actually very simple. You have to turn these mirrors and guide the light in certain directions. There's leaves inside of here too, but you can't just break the leaves. You have to burn them using these mirrors. I think it uses like some kind of sunbeam. I don't know what it's called. But the first chest that I opened had 2 golden apples in it and some iron. So we're already off to a great start. And then after that, I burned the vines and go into the second floor. Now the second floor has a lot of these rooms where you have to guide the light or the beam into certain directions to get secret paths or open chests. And again, none of this is hard. So really, this whole time I could have explored this place very simply, but I was too afraid and just way too cautious. This is honestly probably the most simple temple out of all 3 of them. But the second chest gave me sharpness 5, and the third chest wasn't that great. I got sharpness 1 and also a mystic vine. And these mystic vines, you can make a magical tool with it. Going down into the 3rd floor, I opened the 4th chest. This chest gave me 2 golden apples, double-edged 3, and also a music disc and a little bit of ancient gold. There was another room that had a whole block of iron and a block of jade and also a block of emerald. I went into yet another chest. I got another thing of mystic vine, and I also got an enchanted obsidian knife that had a lot of enchantments on it. And then there's one more floor. To get to the final floor, you of course have to burn these vines. But the issue is, it doesn't reach it. The light doesn't reach the vine, so you can't burn it. So I found out that you can make one of these mirrors. So I made a mirror myself, and I placed it down closer to the vine to burn it. You can also make a shield too, a shield that reflects the rays. I wanted to see if there's any more secret rooms or doors around. In doing that, I got poisoned. But while waiting for my poison to go away, I saw that it was now day 78. Once the poison effect was gone and I healed, I went into the final floor. This floor doesn't have anything besides a statue. And this statue is Kokokon. It can bless you. I was very confused when I first saw this statue. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. You're supposed to give it things, a specific type of thing. And if you do that 10 times, it'll give you a blessing. It's not different blessings. It'll always give you the same blessing. But to figure out when Kokokon is going to want to take gifts, you have to make a Mayan calendar, which really isn't hard to do at all. But when I first saw this, I thought that maybe I just have to wait until nightfall, then he'll accept the gifts. But that didn't work either. So I went to bed. And then in the morning of day 79, when I tried to get out, I almost died. Need a few. Oh! Didn't know a creeper could be there. All right, that was close. Once I got what I needed and went back home, I made my reflective shield, and I also made a Mayan calendar. I thought that since I made this shield, I wouldn't need my regular shield. I thought it would be stronger than my regular shield. And I was curious about this golden disc that I got too, but I, again, don't know if any of this is copyright. I was thinking that I want to explore another one of those temples since it's so simple to do, and not only that, it provides pretty good loot. So in the morning of day 80, I wanted to go out and explore looking for a new temple. But before doing that, I wanted to test and see how durable this new shield was. Turns out the shield is really weak. It only has 150 HP, so you're better off just using a regular shield. When I went back out traveling looking for a temple, I was greeted by a tiger. That's a tiger! Okay, all right. That he could have actually killed me. Can you please go away, man? If he was able to leap like Jordan and catch me, so help me God. I wasn't exactly able to kill this tiger either because he just kept hiding in the leaves and moving around at sonic speed. Nothing I could do besides hope that the next time I come through this path, I don't run into him again. So I just left him alone. I managed to find another temple, but it was surrounded by water, which isn't too much of a problem, but sometimes that can cause flooding in the other rooms. Entering this temple, I managed to use my reflective shield for the first time, and I must say that it's very, very nice and convenient. I'm very happy I made this. Now I can burn through these temples even faster. The first chest had 2 golden apples and a Mayan calendar, some ancient gold too. I do find it a little bit goofy that I find this Mayan calendar after I make it. I'm just glad that it wasn't really a waste of material, like it wasn't a bunch of material needed to make it. Second chest that I got had fire protection 2 and some obsidian. The third chest had ritual slot 3 and also this gigantic weapon. I don't know what it's called. Reading the name, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Going through the 3rd floor, I ended up getting poisoned. I didn't feel like dealing with poison for over a minute, so I used the milk bucket that I had. The next chest that I got had another thing of mystic vine and 2 golden apples. I want to get to make it to the final floor, but there's nothing here. But this time when I tried to give Coco Khan something, I was actually told that he will be accepting presents tonight, which made me realize it's a new day. When Coco Khan will accept gifts, this Mayan calendar, the eyes on it will glow white and the things around it will shake. And instead of just staying there the whole time, waiting for nightfall of day 81, I went back home. I wanted to clear my inventory a bit and put some stuff in a chest. Once I did that, I left my base and went to the other temple that was nearby, the one that was next to a broken nether portal. And what Coco Khan likes to receive is gems. You have to give him jade. I don't know if diamonds work. I'm not sure. I wanted to try it and I kept forgetting to do so. Kept telling myself I should give it diamonds. I should try. But I also don't have diamonds like that. Anyway, I give it 10 jade and it gives me its blessing. What Coco Khan blessing does is just give you movement speed for an hour. There's literally nothing else to it. It just gives you movement speed. And no, it does not stack. If you give it 20 jade, it's not gonna make it to where you have its blessing for 2 hours. It'll just reset and go to an hour again. Now, brilliant old me came up with an amazing idea. Since I have this blessing, let me try to run home as fast as I possibly can, grab a diamond, come back, and see if he'll accept the diamond. Just look at how well this plan went. That pushed me so far. So far. What? I'm such a genius, aren't I, guys? I'm so amazing at this game. I'm so good. I'm so talented, aren't I? That deserves a smashed thumbs up. By the morning of day 82, I made it back home. But I wanted to go back out because I wanted to do another one of those temples. Like I said before, they're just super easy and give very nice loot. So I spent all day traveling looking for another one of these temples. By the time the sun was setting, I managed to find another one. And the first chest didn't have much. The second one was also pretty bad. And the third one also had nothing, which is ironic because I was just telling myself, hey, yeah, these temples are really good and I should keep exploring them. They always have good loot. Turns out they don't always have good loot. It's just a lot of the time they do. But I mean, in reality, the other times that I explored them, they were pretty damn good. good. But I forgot my sleeping bag, so I can't go to sleep. I had to stay up the whole night waiting for it to be sunrise. I made it back home day 83. The first thing I did was repair all of my armor. And now we're in a bad situation. I don't have any more diamonds, meaning no more repairing. I was hoping that maybe if I explore more structures, I would get some diamonds instead of just going mining. So I traveled until it was dark and I ended up finding one of the temples that I found before, but I just never explored it. So in the morning of day 84, I went to explore this temple. And the only notable thing is 2 of the chests gave me golden apples. So I got 2 golden apples out of exploring this place. That's it. I then got out of there and traveled until it was dark again. Day 85, I found another temple and all the chests here was very useless. Now, if you didn't know, these green temples, they actually have a statue in it too. But instead of Kokokan, it's a Pwash. A Pwash will also give you a blessing too. But just like Kokokan, he'll only accept gifts on certain nights. And instead of accepting gems, he wants alchemy items. And I was just so confused on what exactly is alchemy items. Turns out that he wants things like glistering melons. Things that you use in brewing stands, basically. Those are the items that he wants. And you need 10 of those in order to get his blessing. I couldn't find any melons in time. I wanted to hurry and get his blessing before sunrise because if sun rose, he will no longer accept any gift and I would have to wait until God knows how long for me to try again. So thinking that I have to use items from a brewing stand, what about redstone? So I searched around looking for redstone. I broke the walls, went inside there and took some of the redstone from there. Went back down, gave him redstone. Turns out he accepts redstone too. So now I have to hurry up, get as much redstone as I possibly can before sunrise and get a Pwash's blessing. Okay, I got it. I have received a Pwash's blessing. Holy. Oh, and the day is almost here. That was terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. So I managed to get his blessing. And what a Pwash does is he gives you resistance. So you become tankier. You just receive more protection. And there's a special rule with these statues. If you have their blessing, you can pick them up. If you don't have their blessing, you try to break the statue, a boss fight appears, which more on that later. I was very afraid of picking up a Pwash because it was my first time picking it up. So I wanted to make a shield, but I guess I was so tired that when I got the wood that I needed, instead of making it into a shield, I made it into a chest and thought that the game bugged out and made a chest when I meant to make a shield. But that was my own doing. Sometimes I record these videos at like 5 a.m., 3 a.m. So yeah, I do have a few stupid moments. I have a chest. I shouldn't have that. Wait, what happened? What happened to the wood that I just had? Why did this turn into a chest? I don't remember. I didn't make this a chest. Did I? After I made my new shield, I picked up a Pwash. Another thought that I had was, what if I place down a Pwash after my blessing is gone? Will he be angry if I try to pick him back up? I didn't want to test that theory, especially not at my house. Once I was done at the temple, it was time for me to head home. I traveled until it was dark, slept in a tree, and for day 87, all I did was travel going on my way home. And by the morning of day 88, I finally made it back. Guys, I made it back home. And look at this. I have a Pwash. Now, I would set him down. You know what? Fuck it. I'll set him down. Look at our Pwash. Look at him. Isn't that great? I can still pick him up because I have my blessing. But I'm not going to put him back down. He can join y'all, the squad of world destroying and stuff like that. Y'all don't give a shit, do y'all? Now y'all care. Y'all tails are wiggling. Anyways, I'm gonna put this in a chest. So I had enough mystic vines to make this magic weapon that I was talking about before. So if you try to right click the grass, it'll turn into a hoe. If you try to break the dirt block, it'll turn into a shovel. Whatever tool required to pick up that block, it'll turn into that. Since it was capable of turning into a sword, I thought that maybe I can add double edge to it, but I can't. The only way that you can repair it is if you use mending or more mystic vines. It does have a lot of durability, but for the rest of day 88, I spent it growing carrots and turning those carrots into gold carrots. And tonight was a blood moon too, so I wasn't allowed to sleep, but thankfully I made it back at the perfect time. Imagine if I had a blood moon while I was still on my way home. It wouldn't exactly be fun. It's day 89 now, and I came up with an idea. If you break the statues without their blessing, they turn into a boss. So I wanted to make an arena. Just build some kind of arena, some box, set down the statue in there, and when my blessing is gone, I break it, fight the boss. I just wanted some kind of cool battle. So I was gonna gather a megaton of cobblestone and try to build this arena. And I also needed diamonds because my armor was getting low, but I have 0 diamonds. And when taking off my armor, I saw Apwash's blessing in work. Oh wait, I have no armor on, and Apwash's blessing gives me quite a bit of armor. That's actually crazy. Okay. That's nice. That's actually cool. All right. So I make me a full set of jade armor, and then I go out. But when I was about to go mining, I kind of thought about it. I thought that the red temple, the very last floor in there, would make a great arena. And tonight I'm capable of getting his blessing too, meaning I can pick up Kokokan and bring him back to my base. Once I got Kokokan's blessing, I picked him up and then started rearranging the room. And to be honest, I really liked the way it came out. So once I was done setting up the arena, I had a bright idea. Go back home in the middle of the night. I wanted to save as much time as I possibly could because we're closing in on 100 days. And I want to make sure that I'm actually capable of taking down both of these bosses. Of course, my brilliant idea wasn't really a brilliant idea. This is not good position. Alright, I don't like, there's too many angles from that too. I'm way too close to dying. Way too much, man. Way too much. With all of the destruction that happened in the temple, I felt like I had to find a new spot to make an arena. But then I decided that I'll just repair it because all the other temples that I know of, it's kind of flooded and I don't feel like removing the water from the place. I managed to safely get out and make it back to my base. I made me another one of the special shields because I didn't realize that I threw away my shield. Maybe I thought, oh, this is useless for me now. I don't need this. But I need 2 very important things, diamonds and arrows. So with the rest of the daylight that I have for day 90, I want to look for Umvuti camp. That way he can keep spawning minions and I can keep getting feathers. I already have all the flint that I need. I kept traveling until it was dark, and right when I was about to find a place to sleep, I found the camp. So in the morning of day 91, I went to the camp and I just sat there farming the tribe, trying to get as many feathers as I could. I didn't want to be there for too long because remember, I'm trying to take out both the bosses before day 100. So instead of getting a stack of feathers, I sat there until I got half a stack. Once I got my half stack of feathers, I left looking for a temple. While I was looking for a temple, I ran into a tiger. That is a tiger. Jeez, man. Now, the reason why I'm looking for temples instead of going mining is because I assume that I'll have an easier chance getting the diamonds from them rather than mining for God knows how long. And I got super lucky because the first place that I visited, the final chest had 6 whole diamonds. The most diamonds I've ever found in one temple. When I was done exploring this place, it was nightfall, so I went to bed. For day 92, I found yet another spot to explore and loot. And the final chest in here had another 3 diamonds. So that's 9 diamonds in a span of 2 days. So day 91 and day 92, very, very good days. Very good days. When it was time for me to start heading home, the sun was setting, so I waited until I was able to go to sleep. But day 93, I made it back home. And luckily tonight, I'm able to get Aposh's blessing. So the plan is to put Aposh back down, get his blessing, pick him up, and then fight Kokokan. Me having this blessing increases my chances of living by quite a bit. So after coming up with the plan, I made my arrows and then I repaired my armor. I waited until it was nightfall, the sun was setting, and a blood moon was rising yet again. I keep getting super lucky getting back home when a blood moon happens. I've only been caught with my pants down once. For this night, I just grew carrots and got my blessing. And in the morning of day 94, I cleaned up the mobs around the base. When I was finished with that, I repaired my bow using another bow that I got from a skeleton that had Unbreaking 1. And with that, I'm ready for battle. Or at least I felt like I was ready for battle. Now, another idea that I had in my head was to use the minions from the tribe. Hopefully, they can help me out and make this boss fight easier. And once I felt like I was truly ready, I'd let the battle begin. Did one of my minions die already? Okay. My minions are useless. My minions are useless. Okay, got it. And he just hit me for half my HP off one hit. And arrows are practically useless. Okay, what if I do this? What do I even do in this situation? Oh, he's getting hurt. Well, that was anticlimactic. That was a lot easier. Honestly, I got lucky with him kind of frying himself with this thing. I have taken down Kokokan, and to be honest, I feel like he was a lot more boring to fight than the Umvuti. You can't deal damage by attacking it with melee or arrows. Now, I've never fought that one before. I never fought that boss, but Aposh, I actually have fought him before and died. So I know how stupid he actually can be, but I still don't exactly know the counterplay to him. So day 95, I make it back to my base, and the thing that Kokokan drops, you're able to make a special item with it. You're able to make some kind of staff. This staff sucks. It's pointless. It's a waste of material. It's one of the most disappointing things of all time. There was a wandering trader outside of my house, and he had something that I was a little bit interested in. He had a snow blossom sapling, and I'm tired of seeing the same trees around, and I like snow blossoms. I like snowy stuff in general. So I bought that, and I bought another weird sapling he had, and the other sapling was the Imperial sapling. I've never in my life seen this or even heard of this, so I don't know where to find it. So just because of curiosity, I bought that. And just with these 2 trees, It made my base look so much better. In that weird tree, the Imperial tree, it drops purple wood. Purple is my favorite color, or one of them. That made me happy, so I bought even more saplings from the Wandering Trader. I didn't know that I could buy so many saplings from him. So since I have this blessing, I can't exactly fight a Quash. So that means I can't sleep for a long time. They will not spawn when you break their statue while you have their blessing. And considering we're almost at 100 days, I can't sleep. That'll just waste time. So I stayed up until sunrise. In the morning of day 96, the Wandering Trader entered my house. I didn't exactly like that. I like him, but he's annoying to have around, constantly making sounds. So I took him out. It's called invading. You know that, right? I don't like that. At least you're smart. Now get out of here. After dealing with the Wandering Trader, I go to the temple, bring the statue over there, and I was thinking about just waiting it out the entire time because I was feeling a little bit lazy to go back home, but I ultimately decided to go back home anyway. It's day 97 now, and I was checking around the house to see if there was any mobs that was just standing around. Surprisingly, for the first time, it's actually somewhat calm around. There's no mobs. It was an odd feeling, but I no longer have the blessing, meaning it soon I am going to be fighting a Bwash. But I have to do a little bit more preparation before that. I wanted to kill some more of the Umbuti tribe to get some more masks. Hopefully, this time the minions can actually be useful because last time they were one of the most useless things I've ever seen in my life. Once I was done taking them out and getting all of their masks, I went back home and I made some more salads, only because I just wanted to help with regeneration. Hopefully, it helps with regeneration because I do know that a Posh can move pretty fast, and I just need everything that I could possibly get to help me out with this fight. Day 98, it is time for battle. I started heading toward the temple. Right when I was about to enter the temple, I got some more of the Umbuti tribe to come up, which is a good thing because that means more masks. But after taking them out, I wanted to adjust the arena just a little bit more. And what I wanted to do was mess with the pillars and make them an area where I'm capable of healing or just getting away from the boss somehow, some way. I just needed some small cooldown period or some small safe zone that would allow me to heal. So I make a small opening in the pillars, and hopefully that'll be enough to survive against this. With all preparations done, it is time for my final battle. Holy. Dude gives me nausea, chases me like Sonic, can't even heal. Like, what am I supposed? Tell me how is this fair? Tell me how is this a fair boss? And he could just one-shot me too. And I'm supposed to fight him fair and square? Yeah, right. Get out of here. Oh wait. I do not respect you. You are a dumb boss. Kokokan is way better than you. That's so stupid. That fight left me very, very disappointed. I felt like a disappointed father. I wanted some cool, fun battle, but I got lucky. Climbed up some vine, got on a platform, and beat him that way. I'm like, sure, it's a smart way, but it just felt so lackluster. It felt as if no matter what I did, no matter what idea I came up with, he just crushed all of them. I was still learning about the boss, so I guess you could say that, but it was just so stupid, so disappointing, man. For the rest of my time here, I was pretty depressed. I was sad. I was a very sad man. I won the battle. I won the war, but it didn't feel like I truly won. I went back home. I let World Collapser and World Devourer know that I've won. I have beaten 2 gods, and I only had one last day with them 2. Even the salad doesn't help me heal. Well, guys, I defeated a boss, but it was the lamest battle ever. At least we did everything before day 100. One last day with you guys. I think I'm gonna go fishing. There's an ocelot nearby. I'll tame that, I guess. I didn't have any more goals. I felt lost. And to add on to the depression, while I was fishing, it started raining. Hopefully the next battle that I have can be a cool one in my next run. If there's any battle like that, hopefully I can have a really cool one. There was one ocelot that I found in the jungle, but he just would not be tamed. I'm not even sure if you can actually tame an ocelot. I was told a very long time ago that you can, but I feel like I was being gaslit or lied to, because no matter what I did, this guy would not be tamed. He wouldn't even really take my fish. But that was it. That was all of day 99. I waited until it was time for me to go to bed, and then I woke up and it's day 100. I've made it to the 100th day. Well, guys, that's it. We've made it to 100, and it's time for me to say goodbye to you too. I don't know if y'all want beetroot seeds. I don't know if y'all would take this, but there goes a stack of that. Yes, sir. And there goes a stack of wheat seeds. Be free. This journey was a mentally exhausting one. Seeing the same trees around, almost dying a million times, struggling so much, but it was kind of fun. I wouldn't say this was one of my hardest runs. You know, at the end of every video, I think that I will say what the hardest run is that I've completed. And right now, I still think that The Flesh That Hates is by far the hardest run that I've done. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, take your anger out on the like button and sub button. Catch you all soon.